they don't regulate anything other than companies that have to send them data. They do this on these type of things. They do it on water supplies, and just all kinds of information. They're constantly collecting data so that same people can use that data to make projections and to figure out how to run their businesses or their cities or their states. So, petroleum, two parts of the same, crude oil and natural gas. Crude oil is the liquid hydrocarbons, and natural gas is the gaseous. So, the gaseous form of the hydrocarbons. Videos. There's lots of videos I have in here that you can go back and look. Some of them are really good, some of them are, there's one that's not real good, but it has pieces of good information in it. Okay, 1 barrel of oil. 1 barrel is 42 gallons. And primarily used, okay, this is for US. 47% is being used for gasoline, heating oil 20%, then jet fuel 8%. We have propane, natural gas liquids, we have still gas, which I think is with welding, that's what that's for, I'm not positive. Petrochemical feedstocks, that would be your plastics and all the chemicals. Chemicals use oil as their feedstock to make the chemicals, and also plastics. Petroleum. Lots of other things in there are roads and asphalt for the roads, lubricants. Oh, here we have waxes. This is something that's kind of surprising. We have wax that coats, if we have frozen foods, like frozen box of vegetables, it's kind of, it's not really, it's smooth, but kind of glossy like, or it has a wax on it, and it's from a petroleum product. I used to make bourbon balls, and I always put wax in the chocolate to make it a lot smoother. I quit doing that, and I learned that it's made out of petroleum, and that's what we were eating. I'm not going to ever ask you all of these figures, but it's interesting to see that oil is used for lots of different things. And there's, methane is the natural gas, but then we separate it out and make lots of different other gases out of it. It's just the chain there gets a lot bigger. Instead of methane being one carbon and more oxygens, the hydrocarbon, it has more carbons and more hydrogens there. Sometimes I find students, they've never seen an oil well, or they've seen them, they had no idea what they are. This is an example of an oil well that is pumping. This is one that's out in Illinois, but we have them around here, we have them out in Kansas, we have them in different places in the state. But this is actually the pump is pumping up and down to pump oil out. These are ones near Longview Lake, which is near Longview Community College. These are much smaller, but they are out there, they are still pumping. Those are small ones that may be pretty rusty, but they work. This is another one, a different type. This is the one that's submersible that you can't see. So you can be in an area that has lots of oil production, but you never see the rocket alarm, so you think there's no oil being produced. But you see a lot of outhouses in the field. It is the house that is over the submersible pump. They look like little outhouses. When oil is pumped out of the ground, then it goes to tanks to be stored, to collect it up so that either by pipeline or by truck, it gets transported to the refinery. Well, it gets transported to a pipeline it takes it to a refinery. And then it will come into one tank, and move to another tank, and move to another tank, because when it comes in, oh, now this is some oil from, northern part of Missouri, and before I came in and shook it all up as I was walking, it shows that when we pump out oil, we pump out quite a bit of water at the same time. And we need to separate out the water from the oil. So it goes into one tank, oil comes to the surface, gets moved to the next one, the water goes elsewhere. So we just concentrate the oil by going from tank to tank to tank, so that we're not sending water to a refinery. This is a oil field that is up in northern Missouri, very northern part of the state, Atchison County. And below the surface, we have depending on how deep, it's going to be deep to get down to the oil. But we have casing. It's not just a hole in the ground with a pump in it. It is, well, it comes on top of the pipe there. But they drill it, they have a casing, and they cement it in. And there'll be more than one casing in order to protect the groundwater supplies at the surface. And so it's just, so the top part, we have casings that have cement, and we have some clays that are in there too to seal them off. And then down deep below, then we go into a reservoir rock. Usually the best ones are in a sandstone, where in between these grains of sand are oil. Okay. This is when an oil company was trying to figure out whether or not to they were going to actually, well, they were drilling, trying to see whether or not it's going to be productive enough in order to produce. So this is just, when they're going down, they collect these cores. So some of the samples that you've seen in our boxes, they're round, they aren't actually round. They are core, and most of our sandstones are from cores. This is some that used to really smell like oil. This is a sandstone that has oil in it. It's not smelling so much, although my hands probably smell like it. It used to be really strong. I'm going to pass this around. And you can just take a look at it. You're welcome to touch it if you like, or you can just look at it. Kind of like keeping it in there so it stays contained. But it's tight in that rock. But when is this forming? Now we have an ocean, and we have these floating diatoms and foraminifers in the ocean. We need to have an area that has a contained area